Have you ever asked yourself why love feels so confusing, so painful, so one-sided? Here's the question I want you to sit with today. What if the reason love hurts isn't because you are broken, but because the story you were taught was never written for your freedom? In this video, we are going to expose 3 of the most damaging lies women are taught about love, where they came from, how they are silently shaping your relationships, and most importantly, how to unlearn them so you can finally love from a place of truth. Stick with me until the end because the last lie is the one almost every woman unconsciously believes, even the strong ones, especially the strong ones. Lie 1: love will complete you. From fairy tales to pop songs, we have been told since childhood that our other half is out there, that we are incomplete until someone else sees us, chooses us, and fills us up. This lie is so pervasive that even women with thriving careers and deep inner lives can still feel like something is missing if they are not in a romantic relationship. Psychologist Dr. Lisa Firestone explains that the idea of needing someone to complete us stems from attachment wounds formed in early childhood. We internalize the belief that love must come from outside to be real. But here is the truth. No one can complete you because you were never incomplete to begin with. When you live from this lie, you become vulnerable to codependency. You chase emotionally unavailable partners. You tolerate bare minimum affection because you believe a half-love is better than none. This idea of being completed by a partner has roots in ancient philosophy. In Plato's Symposium, he wrote that humans were once whole, but were split in two, and now spend their lives seeking their other half. It's a beautiful metaphor, but one that's often misunderstood. Because when taken literally, it can lead us to believe we are broken until someone else arrives. That misunderstanding quietly pulls us away from our own center. It makes love something external, something we must go out and find. It turns relationships into quests for salvation, rather than spaces for connection and growth. And when the fairy tale doesn't play out the way we were promised, we don't question the story, we blame ourselves. But there's a deeper meaning hidden in that metaphor. In spiritual and psychological traditions, we all carry both masculine and feminine energies within us. The yin and the yang, the protector and the nurturer, the stillness and the spark. So what if Plato's tale isn't really about 2 people reuniting, but about one soul remembering its own wholeness? The real journey is not about finding a missing piece in someone else. It's about integrating the 2 halves within yourself. When you awaken your inner masculine, the part that holds boundaries, creates structure, and moves with purpose, and your inner feminine, the part that feels deeply, trusts, and receives, you begin to feel complete on your own. Not because you have no need for love, but because you no longer look for it to save you. You become the source of your own balance, and from that place of wholeness, you can love without losing yourself. This is the truest reading of the metaphor. Not a call to search for completion through someone else, but an invitation to return to the harmony that has always lived within you. Once you begin to see where the misunderstanding came from, something powerful begins to shift. Plato's Symposium offered a metaphor, a poetic image of love as a longing for unity. But somewhere along the way, society took that symbol and turned it into a rule. The metaphor was meant to explore the soul's desire for integration. The lie says you are not whole unless someone else chooses you. And that lie lives deep in our conditioning. It shows up when silence feels like failure, when singlehood feels like shame, when you believe your life doesn't start until someone else enters it. But the emptiness you feel is not evidence of being broken. It is often the echo of a story you were never meant to carry. Breaking free from this first lie is not about rejecting love. It's about remembering that love is not something you lack. It is something you are. The way out begins with reclaiming the fullness already within you. Your fire, your softness, your clarity, your chaos. You are not too much. You are simply too whole for a world that taught you to make yourself small. In Jungian psychology, this is called individuation. The process of becoming whole by integrating all parts of yourself. your inner masculine, your inner feminine, the parts of you that take action, and the parts of you that receive, the stillness and the movement, the container and the flow. When you begin to live from this inner balance, the craving to be completed fades. You stop waiting to be saved and start showing up for yourself. Love then becomes an overflow, not a search, a mirror, not a missing piece. And you realize, perhaps for the first time, that you were never half of anything. You were always whole. Instead of asking who will complete me, begin asking, which parts of myself have I been taught to abandon? Your joy, your wildness, your full expression. These aren't flaws to be dimmed in hopes of being chosen. They're flames waiting to be reclaimed. Love should not require you to fracture yourself. True connection happens when both people bring their full selves to the table. Wholeness meeting wholeness. Lie 2. Love means sacrifice. Many women are taught from a young age that love is about giving, that to prove your loyalty, you must endure, that to keep a man you must be willing to bend, shrink, and bleed. This belief is especially harmful because it hides behind the word devotion. But love that costs you your voice is not devotion. It is erasure. Psychologist Carol Gilligan's research on women's moral development found that many women equate being good with self-sacrifice. We have been conditioned to prioritize connection over authenticity, and so we give and give until we disappear. In many religious traditions, women are praised for their patience, for their silence, for enduring hardship for the sake of love. The suffering woman becomes the ideal woman. But that narrative was never divine. It was cultural. True love is not about enduring emotional harm. True love does not require your silence. Love is a sacred exchange, not a one-way transaction. If it depletes you, it is not love. If it silences you, it is not love. If it breaks you to keep it, it was never love. To break the spell of self-sacrifice, you must reclaim your boundaries as holy. Ask yourself, where am I betraying myself in the name of love? Where am I shrinking just to be chosen? Start saying no as an act of self-trust. Start honoring your limits as wisdom, not weakness. You were not made to be a martyr. You were made to be met. Lie 3. If he pulls away, you must chase. The third lie is one that keeps so many women stuck in cycles of anxiety and confusion. He pulls away, and you try harder. He becomes distant, and you become more available. You analyze his every move, thinking if you can just say the right thing or love him the right way, he'll come back. This dynamic is not love. It is trauma reenactment. Psychologists call this an anxious avoidant trap. One partner fears intimacy and pulls away. The other fears abandonment and moves closer. And the dance continues until someone breaks. This pattern often starts in childhood. If love was inconsistent growing up, your nervous system may now associate distance with desire. It's not that you are drawn to unavailable men. It's that unavailability feels familiar. But familiarity is not the same as safety, and chemistry is not the same as compatibility. To stop chasing, you must stop romanticizing emotional unavailability. Real love feels safe. It feels steady. It feels clear. You do not have to convince someone to care. Start noticing who makes you feel grounded, not who makes you feel butterflies. Start choosing peace over performance. The right person will not make you question your worth. So what is the truth underneath these lies? The truth is that love is not something you earn through sacrifice or chase through absence. Love is something you embody. It starts with how you speak to yourself, how you honor your needs, and how you hold yourself through loneliness. You do not need to be chosen to be worthy. You do not need to be perfect to be loved. You do not need to break yourself to keep someone. Imagine a world where every woman learned to balance her fire and her softness, to act without losing tenderness, to love without losing herself. Imagine raising daughters who are taught that they were never missing anything, that their worth was never waiting to be confirmed. When we unite the pieces within us, we stop expecting someone else to put us back together. We love more fully because we are no longer starving. This is how we rewrite the story. Not by fighting the lies head-on, but by living from the truth so deeply that the lies lose their power. You are already whole. You are already home. If this video resonated with you, comment below and tell me which lie you are unlearning. If you know a sister who needs this truth, share this video with her. And if you want more content like this, subscribe and become part of our growing sisterhood where we speak truth and rise in love. Thank you for being here with me in Sacred Flame Sisterhood. May you always choose truth over illusion and love that expands, not consumes.